What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and Assault Rumble is live. So we're going to go ahead and jump into Assault Rumble today, and we'll see how things go. I don't know if I'm going to separate each boss into its own video or all of them together. I'm sure you guys will know by now, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So this Assault Rumble is interesting. So if we go over to the rule set, we're going to just cover each of the bosses as we go along. So the first boss we're coming up against is the Buggy boss, where they take more damage from Dex, and then they also take more damage from fighter characters, but then less damage from strength. Now, despite the fact that it's a quick boss, the strength team is actually still pretty solid. But the thing is if you actually have a look at some of the debuffs that these characters are doing, make sure you actually view what the bosses do before you head into a fight. You can have a look at the Crocodile effect here. Crocodile's special, where when he launches the effect, he targets 2 strength type enemies for 100% chance of paralysis. It's not a crazy effect, but just do keep that in mind. If we go over to the Mihawk, what does he do? He targets strength type enemies for 100% chance of half defense. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be dealt with that. And then if we actually jump into the fight, we'll go ahead and use a gem real quick. We jump into the challenge. We'll go ahead and put the right team on as well. This is the team that I have been using. We'll have a look at the Buggy. So Buggy here, his special ability targets strength type enemies for 100% chance of action bind. You definitely want to make sure that you are not being affected by that. That is really, really bad. So ideally, just don't run strength enemies in this quest. So this is what I'm using right now. Remember that if you have Dex characters, they do increased damage. If you have fighter characters, they will also do increased damage. Obviously, they want you to use the new Legend Garp that came out for the God Valley Sugo Fest. He's going to be amazing in this content. If you have characters that are also Navy, I believe, get a massive increase to their damage this event. So 10th Anniversary Ace is going to be probably the best unit you can use against not only this fight, but the Big Mom fight once we get to it, because Big Mom is also a fight that is quick enemies and Dex characters will do more damage against them. So this is the squad that I've been using right now, having pretty decent success. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, I know that some people may ask the question in terms of why are we using Kuzan on the bench? The thing is that, you know, the way that you earn points in this event, it's based on a lot of different factors. One of those factors is when you finish the fight, however much HP you have remaining on your crew will actually give you more points. Now, this means that if characters on the bench haven't even come on, if they have a naturally high HP stat, that actually nets you more points. So Kuzan is the highest HP 20 cost character that I own. So that's why you may see some teams that I use in Assault Rumble will have that Kuzan on there, because it's a low cost character that I can get a lot of points out of. Alright, let's see how things go here. So Buggy does do some special reverse shenanigans, which is pretty harsh. I do like the combination of Ace plus Kizaru, because Ace has a relatively high special cooldown and Kizaru can help you get that down. Realistically, probably should put Kizaru in the middle, because he's probably going to take the brunt of a lot of attacks, and Kizaru, when he dies, is able to launch his special automatically and also do more damage, which is really cool. So Kizaru is launching again, and we can already see, we're not even halfway through the fight, and they're already, completely broken pretty much, which is just phenomenal for us. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but we're doing pretty well. Pel's going to launch his special here as well. This should do pretty decent damage. Let's see. Bing, 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 bing. Kaido is not ready. Ace is ready. Oh, don't reverse Ace. Okay, that's fine. Reversing him is fine, because Ace is the biggest damage dealer on our team in this event. Let's see here. Defense down. Huge damage coming in there from Ace. Yeah, really massive that we're able to get his special to launch there. And then Lucci will be ready. Pel's just going to be shy. But Lucci's still a good character. I actually really like using Lucci in this event, because he can get his cooldown very quickly. He does a ton of damage as well. Really, really good. Kaido is obviously a beast. We all know how good he is. Huge damage coming in there from Kaido. And then Kizaru is going to launch again, because why not? Get a little bit of cooldown for Ace and also the Rob Lucci. We've got 23 seconds left. Pel's going to get reversed, which is honestly fine. That's honestly okay. Ace is going to be able to launch again, it looks like, right before the end of this content. Wait, where is he? 14 seconds left. Lucci is going to launch too. This is going to do pretty good damage. Yeah, that's solid. That's really good. Oh, Kaido is going to just miss out, but getting another ace right before the end there is massive for us. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Okay, this is looking pretty good. It looks like we might be able to get Pell to launch here, actually. Oh, perfect. Hopefully none of our characters die so we can maintain as many points as possible here. Yeah, 15k from each hit there. That's huge. Nice. That was honestly a very, very good run. We had no deaths. We actually had a lot of HP left as well. That was a phenomenal run for us there. That was huge. And we also got the mission. Obviously, this was the first time I cleared the Assault Rumble Max. And then we got the other mission, I believe, as well, right? So the other mission is clearing Assault Level Max with 3 or more Navy characters on the team. So the thing is like for missions like that, it's not that big of a deal because you can just put Navy characters on your bench. Even if you don't have high-level Navy characters that are actually good, you can just put them on your bench and you're going to be good to go. It's not going to be that big of a problem. Okay, so next we have the Blackbeard Fight. Blackbeard is relatively tricky. So the way that Blackbeard works, actually, let's go back over to the rule set. So Blackbeard, right there at the top, it says the Blackbeard boss takes 20% increased damage from int, 20% increased damage from driven, but takes less damage from strength, dex, and quick. Also, note, 10% buff to navies, and then 40% buff for celestial dragons. So the only characters that really get the benefit from that, in terms of the celestial dragon 40% buff, which is massive, is only Garling and Saint J. Garcia Saturn. So if you have Garling, he's going to be massive for this Blackbeard fight, but not a lot of people are going to have him, so it is what it is. Let's go over to this team. So this is the team that I've been using at the moment against the Blackbeard fight. I don't think it's like the overall best. I am not always using Apu on the bench. I just put Apu in here because there is one of the missions in this Assault Rumble where you need to have 5 or more driven characters on the team. So we have Saturn, Yamato, S-Hawk, Smoker, and we have Apu, so that gives us to 5. We also have a full team of int. We have at least 6 strikers on the crew, so Saturn can get his benefits as well. So this is going to be fulfilling everything that we need the team to do, as well as fulfilling the assault level max mission. So the cool thing about this team is that we have the sword character. Sword's really cool because they have the ability to not only help your own team out, but has the ability to confuse Blackbeard. And that's going to be massive for us because we don't want to take that much damage. Obviously, being able to confuse them is a really massive benefit as we get this to happen here. So we see we get a shield on our side of the field, we confuse the enemy, which resets Blackbeard's cooldown, which is so good for us. We get the half stats and decent damage coming in there from Yamato. And then we also get the J. Garcia Saturn special ability, which is going to be able to special bind him. The special bind doesn't really matter right this second because he doesn't have his special ready yet anyways. And then S-Hawk as well can do some pretty decent damage. But the thing is these bosses that are just solo bosses are much more difficult to acquire a lot of points. Mainly because, you know, if you have like 3 enemies on the field, having AoE specials just nets you more points. So even though, you know, by clearing the Blackbeard fight, it might not look like you have a lot of points, but it's going to be the same no matter, you know, who you're talking to, because you just get less points from these single boss enemies. So the shield wore off from the sword character, but we've got it back again, which is great. And then being able to confuse the enemy again is quite nice. And it's just good because not only just negating their special and resetting it, but even their normal attacks. A lot of the normal attacks can do some pretty serious damage. So having the ability to just stop them from doing that is just so good. Okay, we got the Saturn special as well. Yamato coming in for some more half stats. I can't even see if he's in break status right now. He's like off the screen. I can't even see what he's doing. He's just barely off of break status. We do want that to hurry up and get to break. Okay, we have so much HP as well. We have so much HP. Okay, he is now currently in break status. So, look, I don't think this is the most optimal team moving forward, but Blackbeard is really tricky. So, again, we'll see what happens. At least we're getting a Yamato to launch right at the end here, so we get a little bit of additional points. We also get this to launch too, which is kind of nice, and we'll get Saturn to launch as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. Are we actually going to see how much damage Saturn can do here? He does have the 40% damage bonus. It looks like he did 27,000 damage. That's so good. And S-Hawk being able to launch right before the end there, right before the cutoff period. So that's not too bad. Again, I'm not too sure what the most optimal way to beat this Blackbeard boss is going to be, but this is what I've come up with for now. I'm sure people smarter than me are going to be able to create some pretty cool teams. Okay, so to wrap up the video, we have one more boss to take on, which is this Big Mom fight. So this is the newest fight in Assault Rumble this season. This one here, if we have a look at in terms of what this character is doing. So, Big Mom has an effect which gives targets cerebral enemies for 100% chance of action bind when she launches her special. So the obvious theme here is that if you bring characters that are cerebral, you're gonna have to deal with some pretty heavy stuff. So ideally, you want to build a Dex focused team that is not using cerebral characters. So again, I'm just literally going to use the exact same team that we used for the first fight against Buggy. I feel like it should work pretty well. This is what I've been using to get to assault level max so far, and it has been pretty successful. So we're just basically hoping that we get the same kind of strategy. We want Ace to launch as much as we possibly can. We would love Lucci to launch as much as we possibly can, and then Kaido, if he can launch, that would also be nice. So the thing about the Buggy fight, right, is Buggy has the ability to special reverse some of the characters, and that can really halt the amount of points that you can earn. I didn't see if any of the characters that we're going up against in this fight have the ability to special reverse. If they don't, that's going to be kind of nice for us. So Big Mom can do attack down, which can hurt. Kaido's going to launch, which is nice. Pretty good damage right there. Kizaru's going to launch here, which doesn't really help us out too much. We ideally would have wanted Lucci and Ace to launch beforehand, but that's okay. Rob Lucci with defense down and solid damage output, of course. Pell's going to launch as well. Shame that Ace is taking such a long time to launch, so we must have got a little unlucky in terms of his order on the team, but that's okay. See, already these characters are in break status. Like this, we're going to earn a lot of points here, as long as like nothing crazy happens. So I see a lot of attack down in this quest, so they're really trying to damper the amount of attack value points that you have on your team, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, considering, like, even with all the attack down that we've been inflicted with, like, we're looking pretty good. Okay, she does have a Super Rumble special. That's kind of disgusting, but we're okay. We might get a knockout here, like one of our characters might actually get knocked out in this fight. We'll see what happens. Good damage coming in there from Kaido, and this is a good scenario here. Decent damage from Kizaru, and getting the special cooldown for Ace is massive for us. Pell. The other thing that is interesting, though, is that we don't have, like, debuffs on the opponent's side of the field, so we're not confusing them, we're not special binding them. So that may be another strategy that we can try and employ, is, like, putting some type of damper on their side of the field. That could be another way to kind of survive a little longer. So Lucci's going here. This is actually a perfect setup here because Lucci and Ace are both going, and then Kizaru's going to go after the fact to give them some special cooldown. Big damage coming in there from Ace. Looking really good right now. We just want to make sure we don't get any knockouts. If we can save ourselves from being knocked out, that's going to be huge for us, so we get more points, of course. Kaido doing Kaido things, of course. Okay, tank it. Good. And then Kizaru is going to come in very shortly to give some cooldown. Ace, unfortunately, is not quite ready. If we could get... No, Ace is not going to launch before the end of the fight, which is a shame. Is anyone going to be able to go? Maybe Pell? Ooh, tank it, tank it, tank it. Okay, good. We just missed out on using another special, but that's okay. We still earned a pretty good amount of points for our first attempt here at Assault Level Max against the... Actually, one thing I just looked at, have a look at the name of the opposing team. It's called Bug Mom. There you go. Give us a rainbow gem for that one, please. But yeah, not too bad. Rank 9, of course. It's not a lot of people have jumped into the Assault Rumble yet, but there we go. So that's going to be my first run through of Assault Level Max Assault Rumble. Hopefully you enjoyed this video today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What kind of teams are you going for? Would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that one. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video though, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.